Hey everybody, welcome to this vlog. Wild Tracker here, and I've been joined today by Pixie Sparkle, actually, who's here with me now.
Hi guys.
She's being shy. So Pixie Sparkle's out with me today. Thought I'd do a bit of a different vlog today from what we've done in the past. Now, some of you may know on my gaming channel on New Eriador, we did some basically what we call mine caching, but it was based on the real world thing of geocaching. So today we're going to go geocaching. We're going to actually go looking for some geocaches, and yeah, I thought I'd take you guys along and show you what it's all about. Now, there's different ways you can approach this. So the first thing you can do is go on to geocaching.com. Now, if you go there, you can sign up for a free account, so there's no cost to you whatsoever. There is premium features, but to get started, you don't need to pay anything at all. Create a free account, and then when you go to your profile, you get the option to put in your location. Now, based on that, you can then bring up a map which shows all the geocaches around in your area, which is fantastic because it really helps you plan going out and doing it. So you can actually have a look, where are the geocaches. You can go to the individual cache pages, bring up all the information about them, read up everything you want to know that's going to help you find them. And then all you really need is one of these, a smartphone. So you can use a dedicated GPS if you have one, because the east-west coordinates are actually given on the page for the cache. So if you want to be really good and, you know, get things down to the nearest meter, then use a really good GPS. But to be perfectly honest, a smartphone with GPS in it is absolutely fine. So yeah, that's what I use when I'm out and about, and that's quite good as well because it allows you to actually just spontaneously say what's in the area. So let's have a look at the app I'm using, and then you can sort of get a feel for how we use that. Hopefully you guys can see the screen okay. So I'm using an app called CGeo. Okay, so it's readily available on Android. I don't know about the iPhone or anything like that, but you could have a look for it. There is an official geocaching app, but that one you have to be a premium member really to make most of it. So what you can see here is I've actually brought up a map of the location we're in at the moment. So we're in a little village near Bristol called Dundry, and basically what this map allows us to do is zoom in and zoom out and see where all the geocaches in the area. Now you can see by our little, if we zoom right in here, by our little icon there, we are parked in a little parking area, but there is a cache near us, which is this little green cache sign. So if we click on that, it basically brings up the information about the cache, and we can sort of go into that information and have a look at it. We can look at more details, and that in itself will bring up all the information about the cache. Hopefully you can see this okay, because I haven't got a screen recorder on here at the moment, but it gives us the coordinates, gives some information about it, gives us the location. We can get some extra details which actually tells us all about the cache, and if we wanted to, there's the hints here, which as you can see is in the usual sort of code. But the nice thing about this is if you actually hit the hint, it will automatically convert for you. So that's really cool. So we're going to go and find this first one here, which is roughly where we're parked, but I don't think it should be too much of a problem. But let's go and have a look. So the cache is called Dundry Information, which I'm guessing refers to the fact that there is an information sign here, and it kind of tells you a little bit about the history of the place. But some of the locations it could be, well, it could be underneath here, but we can't see anything there. So the other thing is to look for places where it might be hidden. Now, walls shouldn't be a place to hide them, but I don't know, over here could be a sort of a place in the corner. Oh, hang on a minute, what's that down there? Hang on, let's see if we can zoom in using my geocacher's eyes now. So if I can zoom in, there's a hole there, and as you can see, it looks like it's the top of a 35mm film tub. So yeah, let's see if we can get this out without getting stung. You can see it more clearly now. So do you want to get in there, Pixie Sparkle, and see if you can get it?
Yep, I got it.
She got it. Let's walk away with it just over this direction over here. Let's have a look. So this is a micro cache, which basically doesn't have room for any swaps or anything like that, but it does have basically a pencil and a logbook, and now allows us to actually log our cache here. But the other thing as well is we obviously go online later on and actually log the cache there as well. So we're heading now to this church in Dundry, which actually is quite a nice church as far as churches go. Somerset has some really nice churches in the area, so yeah. But the first one here is a micro cache, and supposedly it's somewhere around here. So, sorry, not a micro cache. This one is a, what you might call a multi-cache, I guess. So let's have a look and see what we can find. So the thing about multicaches, what makes them different, is that you go to the first location and you answer a series of questions. So behind me here, just there, you can see there is a memorial. It's a World War II memorial. It's got lots of dates on it, lots of people's names and things like that. So that is being used to sort of decipher the final coordinates of the cache. And quite nicely as well, if we look over there, you can just see it. There's a nice pub, Dundry Inn. Really nice pub, really nice food, so might frequent that later on, so that'll be quite handy. And the other thing I love about these sort of caches is the fact that you find out so much local history. So like this church has been around for centuries, currently not in operation because it needs £250,000 spending on its roof, but yeah, there's lots of information on the cache page as to about the church bells, why it's here, its location and all that kind of stuff. So I love that about geocaches. But now we're going to go and sort of decipher all the dates on here. I've brought myself a pen and paper as well, so we'll be able to write down the answers, and then from that we can work out what the final coordinates are. Now, one of the reasons that this church is placed here, in fact the village, is because it has great views over Bristol. That's the Clifton Suspension Bridge over there, and as you can see we are, in fact if I move around this way a little bit, you can see more of Bristol over there. So yeah, it's got absolutely wonderful views, and the church can actually be seen from most locations around Bristol because it's so high up. So we're also on the just to the right of the flight path for Bristol Airport as well, so you can see an EasyJet heading there into the airport, and then over on the other side there's Bristol. Fantastic views from up here. This is one of the things I love about geocaching. Get you out in the countryside and look at those wonderful, wonderful views, including the suspension bridge, which is over in that area there. You'll be able to see Brunel's suspension bridge going across the Avon Gorge. But we're now heading on a footpath and heading up this way. There's some radio masts over there because the geocache is about 800 meters from where the church was, so across the country. So that's where we're heading now to basically find that. But thankfully there are a couple of geocaches on the way as well, and if I just show you this as well, we've come armed we've come armed with a map as well, which is absolutely awesome because that really helps us to actually find our way, find our footpaths and that, so we know exactly which direction we're going as well. And obviously we've got the app, so yeah, we're just gonna head over here and see if we can find the next geocache. So we're just over there is Bristol Airport, but we're at another cache which I think Pixie Sparkle has found, which is quite intriguing. It's a piece of wood with something glued on the back of it. So it's only a micro cache, which is a bit disappointing. I think there's opportunity to put larger caches here, but let's have a quick look at it, shall we? Yeah, so that is your geocache. It's a tiny little container with a note in it, which you can barely write our information on. But we'll do that. We found it, we can tick it off, and then I think there's another one over in this direction over here, and there's a funny sort of cairn in the middle of a field somewhere over there, so not quite sure what that is, but we might be heading in that direction anyway. So the views from here are really, really good. You probably can't pick it out too well, but right in the very, very far distance, those misty hills, you might see there's a bit of water in between, and that is actually South Wales. So yeah, we're looking across the River Severn now. Way over there is South Wales, and then coming down here we've got a couple of reservoirs we're coming down to, which I think actually supply water, or some of the water, into Bristol anyway. So we've arrived at the rough location of where this cache is. It's somewhere here. This is where it's pointing. It's called Reservoir Dogs. I guess after the film, and I guess after the fact that those two reservoirs are just through there, which you can't really see at the moment with the leaves on the trees. And then we've got Bristol again over in the background with a suspension bridge somewhere over there. But yeah, let's see if we can find this. I'm guessing it's going to be another small cache again because we're quite out in the open. But yeah, let's have a look. So after about 10 minutes of hunting, very disappointed to find right down here. Can you get that out for us?
Yeah.
Look at that. Let's have a look at that.
It's like a little keychain.
It is. It's a tiny. Can you show us on camera? Yeah, it's just like a little dog chain, that sort of thing. Which my little bone of contention here is, look at where we are. Okay, we are amongst all these trees here. Lots of places you could actually hide a really big cache. So I'm disappointed so far that we've not found a big cache around here where there's lots of opportunities. This is really something that you'd probably hide in a city, not in the countryside. But we'll sign the logbook and we'll make our comments accordingly. So we're following the compass now down this little path, about 100 meters in front of us. This is the coordinates that we put in from the church. So we've got a little compass on our phone, which is all part of the app, and that just points us in the right direction and counts down the meters. So yeah, hopefully this one will be a bit easier to find, and I'm still hoping to get a larger cache than that, because these micro ones aren't that great, to be perfectly honest. But well, let's see what we find. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? So I've arrived at the location where the GPS says I should go. You can see the road behind me, and if I spin around this way, then we've got the footpath that we've just walked down from the other cache, and it basically pinpoints me here, so it could be anywhere in this location. And we've had a little look around, and thankfully we have found it. So let's take you up here. It's just off the path a little bit, and then we've got this tree. And then if we go into the tree and look really, really carefully, you can see down there, there's a green container. So this is a cache, we've opened it up, and it's actually big enough to put something in. It's actually a Shockwaves bit of advertising there, and there's a bouncy ball inside it, which is pretty cool, and unfortunately a bit of a damp logbook, so this container isn't really waterproof. Don't know if we'll be able to sign that, but what I might do is just put my own bit of paper in there as well, save destroying that. But we've brought our own little bag of swaps here. So this is a load of Moshi Monsters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that green ball, because Pixie Sparkle wants a little bouncy rubber ball, and she's going to put a Moshi Monster in the pot.
I'm going to put this one in if you guys can see it.
It's upside down.
Oh really?
There we go. What's he called, do you know?
No, I haven't played Moshi Monsters for a very long time.
No, that's why we're swapping them over. So put that little guy in there. He's going to go in there, and then we'll sign the logbook, and then we'll go looking for another one.
Yep.
So we're probably at what is the last cache of the day for us. We've done a good couple of miles, spent a couple of hours walking around here, and so we've got one called the Bug's Life. Now this has taken a lot of searching, and hopefully I can show you guys where it is. It's in this tree here, and let me just sort of try and bring the camera around if I can. If we come around this way, there it is. There is a Bug's Life. It's hiding in the tree, and it is a bug, which is amazing. So let's see if we can get this off. It's on a hook, so that's okay. There he is. It's a Bug's Life. So let's have a look at this container. That's amazing, isn't it? He's got a leaf in him as well. So if we tip it over, you can see it's just got another container strapped to it. So it's another micro cache, unfortunately, but it's a pretty cool one, I think. It's pretty funky to find this in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, nice. So all I really need to do now is get back, get all those caches logged on the computer, and then we're done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please do click the like below. It really helps me and helps YouTube to share the video. And if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Really appreciate that, and I'd love to hear your comments. Do you go geocaching? Is it something you might do now you've seen it? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.